Welcome back in the same video. Mijuno took over for the first 5 questions with Moino, and I'll be finishing the second half of the Naruto special with Moino. So, should we just get back into it?
Yeah, of course, man.
Perfect. I'll let you speak at the first question, Moino, and I'll
Uh
give my
huh.
opinion first.
Yeah, I spoke to Midge about this already slightly, and my answer is going to be long, but I want to make it as quick as possible. Question
Yep,
6.
sure, go ahead.
Should Naruto have ended with Pain's defeat instead of the fourth Great Ninja War? Now, I'm going to start,
Alright,
okay? Because I've already
yep,
spoken about. I've basically thought about this already during the night, as soon as I finished yesterday's lesson.
yep,
There's one good and one bad with this. One bad is that if you finish with Pain's defeat, right, which was around episode 170, 160 something,
yeah,
there wouldn't have been a lot of time in those 170 episodes from episode 1 to 170 to fix a lot of the plot holes, because then we'd
yes,
wonder where Sasuke, he's not back, no redemption, everyone just died. In this case, Itachi just died, Jiraiya just died. There's a lot of plot points and plot holes that need to be said, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the I guess the pro would have been if somehow in those 170 episodes you made it so that Sasuke can come back, be good in 170 episodes. I'm not sure how you do that though. The pace
Hmm.
would be kind of messed up, but
Yeah, it'll be
Pain's
too quick.
defeat felt right. He finally
I
became the
see it.
hero of the Hidden Leaf, and it was a great end, I guess. I remember when
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
it live when I was a kid. I would have been like, what, probably legit, like 12 years old, 13 years old when this happened. It's crazy how long ago it was. But I remember thinking about it and being like, damn, this is a sick ending. Remember when the crowd was pushing him up? And like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
hero, Naruto. And then there
his
was
hero. Yeah.
Iruka sensei crying, and we're like, Rule 3rd, Rule 4th, your wish has come true. Naruto is finally a hero of the Hidden Leaf. And it
Hmm.
ends there with him smiling in midair. Honestly, that would have been such an amazing, like, man, you know what's crazy? If they finished it in that time and made it quick, bish,
Yeah,
bash, bosh, it would have been
yeah,
perfect, but pacing would have been messed up. Where the hell is
yeah.
Sasuke? Is he good or not? So obviously there's a
Mhm.
pro and con. I do think it's definitely a better ending, but
Yeah.
there's just a lot of plot points that, haven't been answered.
Mm.
So pacing would have
I,
been very
I
bad.
get what you mean. I
Mhm.
100% understand that. Do you know what? Yeah. Okay. Here's my opinion. I think Naruto versus Pain. I think that whole arc is a masterclass in Naruto's whole show, like in writing. I feel like it's the first time in the show where I felt real stakes. You know when Pain came in, Almighty Push, and the whole village was like created.
Shinra
Like
Tensei.
yeah, that moment I felt like was like, yo, stuff is getting serious. Things are getting like Jiraiya dying. Like there was so many key developments in the show that happened there that I don't think it should have been a finishing arc. But I think they could have placed it later on in the show's development. So the way I would see it is instead of that super long dragged out war arc, they could have had the war arc shortened and condensed, and then right before the war arc, they could have had the pain arc happen. So it was like part of the final quarter of the show rather than being halfway through the show. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Yeah.
There was a couple key moments in the show that needed for it to happen, so the war made sense. Like for example, the reason Obito and Madara had to step in was because Nagato was originally, using Yahiko, Pain
Yeah.
puppet. He was the leader of the Akatsuki, but he went back on his word and ended up using that jutsu to save the whole of the Hidden Leaf rather than using it for quote unquote Madara's purpose, Obito's purpose, which was to bring back, certain members from the that are already dead. So instead of the reanimation jutsu, they were originally supposed to use Nagato's jutsu, the one that brings everyone back to life.
Yeah.
And I feel like him changing, etc., all of that stuff happening was so good, and it was such a good way of like wrapping up so many plot points that it should have been placed towards the end of the anime. But with where it was placed, Naruto still hadn't become Hokage yet. There was
Mm.
still, like you said, Sasuke was missing. There was still so much information left untold. So my thoughts are: is the show should have ended after Pain, but the Pain arc should have been closer to the end of the show.
Okay.
And yeah,
Yeah,
I
I would
think
have agreed.
that's about it.
So
Yeah, but I think it is one of the best, if not my favorite arc. So
it's Pain and Soul
one of the best
arc and
villains.
Chunin
One of the best
exam
villains. Yeah,
top
exactly.
two.
Tuning
Yeah.
exam and Pain, but tuning exams again, it still felt self-contained. Like it was like everything was under control as an exam.
Mm.
Obviously, Orochimaru did come in at the end, but we knew that that threat would be stopped. But when
Yeah.
Pain was coming in, smoking, Kakashi was getting smoked,
Bro, I
like,
felt like everyone
and
was
then
gonna die.
Naruto. Yeah, it's like everything was falling apart, and it made sense that it was falling apart. And obviously, the Akatsuki had been foreshadowed for so long, but this is the first time we see their leader. And I remember the leader at the time; they were having those Zoom calls over that jutsu. Like
Oh
we just
yeah.
had like we just had glimpses of Pain's face in it. But this is
Why
the
was
first our
Itachi
first time.
using his Sharingan in those impulse, bro? Relax.
But like, it's like the first time we get to see Pain in action after all of
Mm.
this foreshadowing. You're like, damn, these guys are not the guys to mess with, basically. And I was like, yeah, they did that really well. And then obviously we saw Naruto's transformation when he loses control, and then we meet Minato for the first time. Like, it was such a cool key moment in the show. So yeah,
But
um,
yeah,
I
Pain,
definitely like.
the Pain
Great.
defeat should have been very end, and the war should have happened before Pain's defeat, and they should have upscaled Nagato, so he's the final guy. That's what I think.
Agreed. No, no, not the
Yeah,
final guy. He would be like the vice final, the vice president. Because at the end of the day, I will never deny that Madara is the
Madara
ultimate
is just
final
a
villain.
boss.
Yeah, but Nagato would have been like a great, like vice captain, vice
Mm,
final enemy. I feel like he would have been a perfect stepping stone into Madara's
fair enough.
closure. But then they threw, Kaguya in and it ruined it. But we don't talk about
Bush.
that.
Yeah, that never happened, bro.
Yeah.